All right, this is the same position where the light source was as LAPD is targeting by flying in a circle outside of my window as I showed you. This is called the engineered environment. This is revealing the demonic environment and the reality of demon possession of everyone in that environment with real-time knowledge relevant to Title 18 criminal conduct of everything that you document. Those that are not natural-born citizens engaging in the system's surveillance system, they're going to be deported. That's called light activity creation. And by the way, the absence of any coincidence regarding the environment and presence, which is activity creation, that's demonic activity. The entity repeatedly flying over my apartment in helicopter also as I remained in my room. The entity does so that you're dealing with, I reference the name of an entity because I'm prosecuting a government, referencing it legally, a public entity. This is also a demonic entity, okay? The entity, the demons, and they are referred to, you know them as the LAPD, they're demons. This is satanic what they're doing, and it's also criminal. So the demons in helicopter flew over my apartment, directly over my apartment 2 additional times after I captured that previous video. Super amplification, meaning an exceedingly increased volume of helicopter, which is also analyzed as a threat. But the reality is that this is how demons communicate hostility. This is how demons threaten, okay? So it's analogous to like bright light. The brighter the light, okay, the more hostile that demon is. This is how you're analyzing the demonic behaviors of the entity. And so while the entity flew over my apartment 2 additional times after I captured this previous video where LAPD is at a distance, that demon is pacing it around, flying in a circle in a helicopter, but yet I can hear it in my apartment. You're looking at demonic activity in real time. You are looking at the admission by the state of California engaging in terrorism also. That's what's so foolish about Satan's system that's now exposed and prosecuted. I'm not just telling you about Satan's behavior and who he's using for funsies. They're literally going to be prosecuted for it. So you're looking at that. That's another example of that previous video of seeing amplification, okay? They're at a distance. I'm in my bedroom. My TV is turned up loud in volume, but yet helicopter activity, which is a communication of a threat. The entity is engaged in ongoing stalking for years also. So everything that's occurring in the environment is accomplishing monitoring. Monitoring is demonic behavior. This demonic behavior is ongoing by a population. Within that population is the government that uses demon-possessed law enforcement agencies. That's a threat by virtue of hearing it. That is also what Satan intends when you have extraordinarily loud helicopter activity, resulting somehow in an earthquake while they're flying over. Demonic. I'm telling you, I'm showing you about the unnatural environment. I also want to let you know about these supernatural occurrences with regard to what are earthquakes and rumbling of it, and you're attributing it to natural acts of God. It's the little g God, okay? Yes, Satan is capable of affecting the natural environment like that, and you're understanding this is not the natural environment. The sun stays at this property of Alvarado Gardens, which is juxtaposed to evidence that it's already just sitting on the record of a fake sun remaining over all day long, for example, at one address of many that I captured from 2018 to 2022. Let's just pick one, the Ovid Family Community Library at 215 East C Street in Ontario, California. And it's staying over this property, this exact property, all day long. Only when I go to the DMV is the fake sun moving from this address. Only when I go to the Vaughn's grocery store is the fake sun moving from this address. And where do you see it? It's directly over me at whatever location that I go. That's not the sun. That's called stalking, which you can identify in the demonic environment, and all the demons in the demonic environment where the crime scene follows as I go. Wherever it is I go, so does the unnatural environment. This is exposing massive demon possession. Okay? The entity is engaging in what you would attribute to an earthquake. Do not be deceived what Satan is doing, what Satan is capable of doing in the environment, and calling it things such as climate change. The demons of Karen Bass's office regarding their so-called acts, their noble acts regarding the protection of the environment and climate change. Those are a bunch of demons, and they're lying to you about the environment. They are group stalkers, they're demon-possessed, and they're stalking, they're engaging in surveillance under a fake sun. It's not even the natural environment. That same fake sun is the basis upon which they're claiming theories, illusions, such as climate change, okay? Which is supposed to be related to things such as earthquakes and the increasing of earthquakes. I want to be clear. Satan is fully capable, which is what's happening when you are flying over in a helicopter. That's not going to create an earthquake in my apartment. That's called sensational activity, and it is a well-documented pattern of conduct. It's an act of terrorism. Just like the impossible light activity, it's an act of terrorism. Demons continuously engaging in what are acts of monitoring. And also, which is reasonably construed as a threat because it's terrorizing to any person, as I'm merely providing articulation for what a demon-possessed population is doing to me on an ongoing basis. Sensational activity and amplified audible activity of helicopter while a fake sun remains over my apartment, appearing and disappearing, and you are supposed to, on its surface, think it's just a cloudy day. But you know better than that because you know that the light source doesn't go anywhere. It's at this address all day long. Not the natural environment. It's also not anywhere over the Ovid Family Community Library in Ontario, even down to the same day at the same time. Not the natural environment. Understand what Satan is capable of doing, understand who Satan uses, and it's literally the government telling you about things such as climate change and the weather for the day, okay? It is currently 1:55 p.m. This is P.O.C.